I'm going to your channel. Oh my god, it's loud. All right, I don't see it, dude.
It's going right now.
It's live. I just clicked on it.
All right, I'm gonna put this in the group. There you are.
Wait a 3-month subscription to Merchant Farmer.
What are we giving away?
What am I listening to?
Listening to RJ try and sell free subscriptions to Merchant Farmer.
No, it's
all right,
free.
give me 1 sec here. Give me 1 sec.
Oh my god. I'm trying to do the thing to my profile. It's not even loaded up in my profile.
Oh, there's no preview on this. Let me Facebook debug it.
All right.
This is weak. Didn't share it yet. So how are we gonna pick somebody out of all those designs?
We're gonna take a look at them and figure out which one you like the best, which one you think is funniest, or whatever. And I'm gonna pick one. You're gonna pick one, or we'll let Neil pick them. I don't care.
Oh god, I don't want to pick him, dude.
That makes me want to make Neil pick it even more.
Here we go. Okay. I think I shared it.
Still recovering over here from Sunday, all right?
Wait, what day is it today? Tuesday, man. It's Tuesday. What are you doing?
I went to the gym too and everything these last 2 days.
Noise.
Getting old.
Got back from the gym about an hour ago.
Yeah.
All right.
What's up, guys? Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up.
Let's go.
People in here, 23, and it's too low.
Let's spam the group. Where is the main post?
Sales are good today. I've been freaking looking.
Been leaving a lot of. Never mind. All right.
Dude, I need a better place to put this camera because I'm usually like looking at this monitor over here.
Right.
Over here. And I have it on a snake that like snakes between my monitors and kind of just sits right here.
Hey guys, do me a favor. If you guys know somebody that would benefit from the show, if we've given you guys any kind of value, just like hit them up and get them on it right now. We want to get as many people as possible on. There's going to be a lot of value dropped tonight.
It's Tuesday night. You should all be watching this.
Seriously, what else
channel.
are you doing on Tuesday?
Exactly. Nothing important.
Can you, Neil? Can you share the screen can you share your screen on your side?
Sure.
Can you share your screen? Can you get that option on your side?
You should be able to.
Okay.
Oh, dude, I don't know. If we're gonna do screen sharing, it's gonna be one of you. I'm gonna talk you through it.
No, we're gonna do it on Neil's account, and he's gonna show us how to make a design.
No, dude, I'm gonna show you how to make a design. I don't even know where that is. We're gonna let you do it because I don't know where it is.
It's at the top. I think it's up the top actually, like settings or something. Let me see. It doesn't matter. Honestly, man, like people can figure out how to use the design software. I'd rather talk about some stuff that.
Yeah, dude, we'll talk about everything. I'm here
for sure.
For a good until the girlfriend gets home.
Nice save.
We gotta start making dinner with like hour and a half.
Nice save.
Well, I don't know. I guess she wrote the article. She did say her name's Melissa, so there you go.
There you go.
Okay. So what are we supposed to be talking about today?
We're talking about everything merch, man. We're going to talk about the improvements that Neil's made, obviously, to Merchant Former. We're going to talk about what I thought was a Chrome extension, but what is actually, it looks like an analytics. I failed at reading this morning. Apparently, I didn't get enough sleep last night.
Okay, I haven't even checked that out. I've been wanting to check. Oh, okay, I've been wanting to check that out too.
So let's get into it.
Okay, so we're gonna go. Of course, we're gonna share our last 7 days. So let's get this started. Last 7 days, 233 shirts sold at $736.22.
Hold up, let me buy 6 shirts so I pass you. I'm at 228 for 741.20.
Dang.
Nice. I haven't checked mine today, but I have been averaging over 100 sales a day.
Nice.
Keep it up.
Nice.
So, yeah, dude, have you noticed sales have been, except for yesterday, which was, I don't know about you guys, but my worst day by far. Really, really good.
If I didn't have a 10 shirt order that came in like late last night, it would have been a really shitty day. But yeah, it's been solid.
Let me make you littler here. Hold on. I got a message last night on Skype that said that Amazon was having issues with the mobile ordering again. Like they weren't showing up on mobile. So I think maybe that has something to do with the terrible sales yesterday. I don't know.
I mean, it could have just been hangover from Mother's Day, all that too.
Yeah, well, Friday, Saturday, Sunday was kind of weird for me.
Yeah, okay, could be that too. I hope not, but hey, speaking of merch listings, you know what I noticed this morning? I don't know if you guys did. Did you notice that the titles of the shirts are all bolded?
No, I haven't even actually looked at Amazon itself today at all.
Go to any random merch shirt. See if your title is.
I see it now.
Bold looking.
Good eye.
The listings are
Good eye.
I just saw that pop up this morning. I think it looks pretty good, but I don't know like why they would be testing that. But
the same reason they test everything.
Yeah.
You know,
if it leads to more sales, I'm all for it.
Right, exactly. Mine, at least in this niche right here, is not showing up bold. They're showing up normal.
No, click on it.
You're saying click through
the title.
Yeah, the title of the actual shirt.
Gotcha.
Like when you're on the product page itself.
Oh yeah. Gotcha. Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, so that should be. Hopefully that leads to a few more sales.
I have on my listings they're still glitched. They actually still have like the the information where it says leave because I uploaded over 200 designs and I put please leave a review in the description, and I changed it all already, but it's still in the listing, so it's still glitched in there. But I haven't got.
Dude, did you end up firing your uploader? I haven't really been paying attention, so my bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been doing it myself.
Just slacking off, or?
Yeah, just wasn't consistent how I wanted it. So, but me, since I'm doing it now, I've just been doing it like pretty much like every Wednesday, and every Wednesday, and Friday, just uploading. Cool.
Dude, that's what I used to do. Is I'd save them all for like a month, back when there were no limits, and I would do it all in one day because I hate it. I absolutely hate it. If the worst part of doing merch is just uploading shirts, it's so tedious, takes forever, it's boring. Yeah. I'd do it all one day, just hundreds of shirts. Then I wouldn't do it for another month.
Especially now when you're uploading to 5 different product types too, right? Because like if you were just doing the 2 different types of shirts, at least you do the one design and move on. But now you're having to do it across 5 and then go to the next one, do 5.
Oh, I know. Well, see, back in the day, I used to not upload to premium at all. At all. So Ken convinced me to upload to premium because they were not throttled as hard during Christmas, 2 years ago now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he finally convinced me to upload to premium. And so we released that analytics module that you were talking about. I was looking at data from my account and my girlfriend's account and some other people's accounts. And I was realizing premium is definitely the second runner, right? So it has the highest percentage out of everything else, but it's not that big. It's it's below 20% of all sales. And the vast majority is standard shirts. So I might just go back to just standard. I'm not really sure.
So here's the thing on that. Because I talked to a couple of sellers where they sell a lot of premiums, like they're 30 to 40% of their sales, but they're primarily women's designs. And now that they're getting returns,
I'm hearing the returns are way, way higher on premium. I don't know. Well, I have a theory on that. And it's that they're selling to Americans, and
it's 100% what it is. Well, I mean, that's part of it, right? So have you gotten one of the women's premium shirts?
Yeah, dude, I don't know if you saw this or not. Someone sent me one about being like tied up in your basement or something. Like, what the hell is this? It showed it to my house. It's a women's shirt. It's a women's medium. And I'm like, first of all, I'm not giving my address to anyone. What the hell is this?
Right.
And two, like, I don't even understand this design. So I looked it up and it's like some saying from like a horror story or horror movie or something. But yeah, I haven't like worn one, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, no, I mean, like the men's premium is, for me at least, isn't bad. It's not a bad fit, and I'm a big guy. But the women's premiums, like, they're way, 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 way smaller.
They're really small.
They're like 2 different types of shirts.
Well, see, the thing is, like, I will sell the majority standard, right? But when it comes to buying shirts for myself, it's always premium.
Right.
They're so much better. And even then, I like the more like thicker cotton shirts.
Mhm.
So I don't wear too many merch shirts, but I have like a million of them from friends and whoever else in my closet.
So Kristen Harris chimes in chat right now. I remember when I was in Germany, I got ice cream and the sizes were small, medium, large, and American.
It's so true, though. I mean, most of my negative reviews are like, this shirt fits like a medium and it was an extra large.
Right.
Well, they clearly didn't read my bullet point because I still do this, like, order a size up. I'm never going to stop doing that because it helped. And until they tell me to stop, I'm not going to stop.
I might actually start doing it again. Like, I stopped, right? Because I was just like, we're still getting these fucking reviews. It was pissing me off. So I was like, all right. But now there's actually a reason, like, even if it's like a 5 to 10% chance that it's going to prevent you from getting a return, it's still worth it, right?
Right. Well, and the thing is, I don't know. I see a lot of people bitching and complaining about the returns. And they're like, well, maybe I was talking to someone the other day, right? And they're like, maybe I just shouldn't upload premium because, that's where the majority of my returns are, and I'm going to be losing money. And I'm like, well, I would rather sell 2 premium shirts and get 1 return.
Right.
So I made a sale versus selling 0 standard.
Right.
But I think it's still worth it, but
your opportunity cost is still basically 0 too. Like, it doesn't cost you really anything other than your time to upload something. So it may cost you a little bit for the design or whatever, but at the end of the day, that design you can put across all of these different shirts and everything else. So, I mean, it's not like you're losing money by getting those returns back. It's just, the net sum is basically 0.
Yeah, well, it does suck that we didn't used to get the royalties deducted. But that's to be expected. They're a business. If they get a return, which I know what's making most people angry is when they get a return, they're not actually getting the product back, right? They just tell the customer to keep the shit.
Right.
And people get so pissed off about that. But you have to think of when they get a return to their warehouse, do you know what happens to those shirts? Like the misprints. Do you know what happens to them? They get shredded because they don't want the IP of whatever shirt that they printed. Like, they don't want to get in trouble. So they have to shred the shirts. So they would be paying someone to send a shirt back to them just to shred it.
Right.
So it makes the most sense to tell the customer, hey, just keep this. We'll refund your money. I mean, that's business.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's their sandbox. We're playing in it, right? Like, we have to play by the rules. It's not going to change. So
I don't know.
Either accept it or move on.
Enough about your guys' returns. Okay. So pricing strategy. Okay.
Pricing. Ooh, that's a sensitive one.
Okay. Pricing strategy. All right. Thanks, brother. So, okay. I noticed something. This is what I noticed. Okay. My sales have went up, but like my profit, it has went down by 300 or 200 or something like that. So I have my pricing, all my shirts at $19.99 to $22.99. And then I brought it back down to $16.99. But now, like, my shirts are, like, my profit's down by 300.
All right. So I saw a comment from someone I don't know in one of the Facebook groups the other day. And he basically said, like, I price all my shirts at $12.99 or something. He's like, the longer I can keep them there, the more other people, like, the more other merchers are going to quit and fall out and fail. And then he'll raise his prices. He's like, this is a long game. I'm going to play it until I dominate everyone and everyone else quits. And then I'm going to make the money.
Yeah.
And it makes sense. So in your situation, right? So you're making less money. You're getting more sales, right? Yeah. I would assume so. I would hope so. So you're doing more volume, which should lead to more reviews. Now, the review rate is ridiculously low on merch. But in order to get those reviews that I think is like the lifeblood of a listing, You need to sell. You need to sell volume. Like, sure, if you sell a $19.99 shirt, you make what, $5?
$5.38.
Yeah, okay, five. I don't really price that way, so I don't really have an idea. So you make $5. Is $5 times however many shirts you sell really worth it now? When you could hold out maybe a little bit longer, get that one review that you need, and then your shirt is selling for the next 3 years consistently.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you're making $300 less a month. Okay, that sucks. But in the long run, let's say you have a dog shirt, right? And your dog shirt sells once in a while and it gets a few reviews. Well, now all of a sudden you can price your dog shirt at $19.99. You're going to sell every other person that comes into merch and prices their shirt at whatever it is. Because you spent the time taking less royalty to get those reviews that you need. And now you're going to continue selling until you quit. Like you're gonna get way more money, way more benefit long term because you weren't greedy in the short term. And it's just, I hammer this into people's heads and no one listens to me when I say that the market is telling you to not price your shirts at $20. Like I look at I run Merchant Forum. Clearly, I have millions of data points, and they all say that $19.99 is not the right price for the majority of niches. It's just not. That's not the average price that shirts are selling like on a whole spectrum. It's just, I don't know. I'll fight people till I'm blue in the face with this, and they'll never listen. But that's my stance.
That's okay. They can stay on that stance. Like I've reached the point now where like I don't feel like I need to convince everybody, right? Like at the end of the day, you do what you want to do. It's your business. Like, but 100% I agree with you. Like the market determines the price. I don't determine the price. Like at the end of the day, I don't know if this thing's going to sell or not. I'm going to put it up, and it's my best guess.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Back it up just a little bit. I want to make one more point. So I saw your interview. Well, I saw like 5 minutes with what's her name? Anna, I think.
Yeah.
Anna. Right. So she prices really, really high. And that makes sense in certain scenarios. So if you're not competing against 10,000 other sellers, if you're only competing against, if it's me and you, right, and you have a better design, you can outprice me if we both don't have any reviews, and you'll probably get the sale most of the time, if it's just 2 people. But I make my money in niches that are saturated because that's where the demand is. I like to go where there's lots of demand because I'm not afraid of competition. I have enough slots where I can play with it. I can play with traffic. I can do whatever I want. If I can get that traction, I'm going to make a lot more money. So I like to go where there's a lot of demand because that means there's a lot of money there.
So let's talk about traffic real quick. You were doing some AMS when I talked to you earlier in the year. Are you still doing it?
Occasionally, mainly just for holidays. Other than that, yeah, because I want to get a boost on whatever it is I'm trying to sell for the holidays.
Okay.
Essentially, try to get ahead of everyone else. Now, granted, let's say I like to visit Reddit probably way too much, and if I see some dumb post that's like, "Hey, look at this cool shirt I found," I see that all the time. People are like, "Hey, look at this shirt I found. It's hilarious." And I just happen to have a similar one or in the same niche, I will just post it under not my own profile, but like an alt, so I don't get called out. The first time I did that, I made 50 sales. So I posted it. I went and I ate Indian food with my girlfriend. I came back to 50 sales. 50 sales, like, yeah, paid for dinner. It paid for dinner. I had more money. All I did was post a link and say, "Hey guys, I found this for free. Or I found this for really cheap on Amazon with Prime shipping," and I left. Like, it works sometimes. It's not going to work all the time. Like, some people downvote me. I'll get kicked out of a subreddit, whatever.
The next time somebody posts a link to a shirt, they're totally going to, "Your nail."
Yeah, but sometimes it works, right? So if I see it, I'm going to attempt to do it.
No, that makes total sense. So I know you're also doing Pinterest, right, to run some organic traffic to your listings. How are you handling like your workflow, right? Because like for us, we've got tons of shirts. Are you uploading everything to Pinterest? Or are you just kind of randomly doing it when you see a shirt that you think is going to do well?
How many people are on this call?
62.
Oh, Jesus. All right. So my Pinterest strategy is very hands-off. I don't like Pinterest. I've never actually used Pinterest. The one time I tried to like write a tutorial on how to use Pinterest, I had to like learn where everything was, because all I do is I bot Pinterest. So I have a bot that like follows people and unfollows people and posts to my boards. So all I have to do is like load up some images with some links, and it'll post it whenever I want. So what I tell people to do though, so like the basics of Pinterest are no one wants to be sold to, right? That's just like a universal truth
For
of
sure.
everyone. No one wants to be. So what you do is you give them like value. So what I do is I find, because they have an API, right? So the bot goes out and says, if I say, okay, I'm in the dog niche, let me see what images are really popular in the dog niche, and you determine that by how many repins they have. So I'll just type in dog, and it'll be like, okay, this pin right here got 12,000 repins. So I'll go, okay, since people seem to enjoy that, I'm going to also repin that to my board, and I'll give them like, I don't know, 20, 30, 40, 50 of these like value pins is what I call them. So they're interested and they follow me back. And then every like 20 to 50 random repins, I'll just shove a shirt in there about dogs or whatever niche that particular board is. Now, I know a lot of other people do a different strategy where they're like, oh, it's all about keywording and value to this. No, I don't like what I do is are you familiar with the way Pinterest works?
Yes.
Yeah. So you log in, right? And you see all the pins of the people you're following. So I know that if I have 100,000 followers and I post a dog shirt, whoever is logging in right now is 100,000 people are going to see that dog shirt in their feed. And I want to be in their feed. I don't care if I'm searchable or whatever. That does help. It does help. But I want to show up in their feed so they go, oh, that's like a really cute shirt. That's a funny shirt. They might not buy it, which is fine. But I want them to repin it to their boards, because once they repin it to their boards, it's now visible to all of their followers. So if I get a few people that have like 5,000 followers and one person repins it, and then maybe 2 or 3 people out of their followers repin it, it keeps going and going and going. It never stops. So I have a website that was built, I don't know, 3 or 4 years now. Haven't touched it in 3 to 4 years. It still makes money. It still gets traffic, and it's all because of Pinterest. I haven't even touched Pinterest in that time for that site. It's great. I don't know. I like it, but I don't actually use the platform, so maybe I'm a hypocrite. But
whatever. Marketers run everything.
It works.
It's the way it works,
man.
So on your Pinterest, right? So are you pulling up just images from Amazon? Is it like, is your bot pulling from Amazon and listing it that way, or are you having something where it's actually doing?
I'll just take the link and with the image. I mean, I know people have had more like better conversions with actual mock-ups.
Mm-hmm.
But if anyone knows me, I am the furthest thing from a graphic designer there is. So that's not something I'm going to do.
So there's a Chrome extension that you can use for Pinterest, and it'll actually just pin it to your boards for you. Have you guys used that before?
You're talking about the save one?
Yeah, the save one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's.
I think when you sign up for an account, it like prompts you to install that one, right?
Yeah.
All right, well, that's a nice segue into the latest update in Merch Informer. So I know Neil has been everywhere and anywhere, and we've all kind of shouted it off the hilltops that like there's some really, really cool stuff, but some people might have missed it. So what's the new news from Merch Informer?
The new news. There's been a lot, dude. In the last a few weeks, we added keyword search data to our keyword tool. So the amount of searches a keyword gets based on Google data, which, by the way, if anyone tells you that Amazon has this many searches a month, they're lying to you. That really bugs me. I don't know why. 2, we added a designer. So I think it's pretty easy to use. I don't know if you played around with it. And then we also added a Merch Academy, which I'm working on. Because I know like everyone in this space. I have a few friends, rather, that are brand partners, so I'm going to interview them. But basically, I wanted to be able to take. So we give all this data, right? Let's back up for a second.
Yep,
we give all this data, and I feel like most people don't understand like how to use it in order to grow their business. And to me, that was kind of a foreign concept. I'm like, I love data. This is how I do everything. But then I took a step back. I'm like, most people don't know what to do with this. So I decided to like create an academy, which is basically like a free course for Merch Informer customers, to teach them like, hey, this is my workflow. This is how I do things. And I'm hoping to bring in some other people to show their workflow and how they do things, and how there's really different ways to use the same data in order to create systems that actually make money, which is the goal of everyone watching this probably.
Right. I mean, that was basically the point of the video I just made, literally about
It was perfect.
Yeah. And it was just literally, it was like more important than like your keywords, more important than your design. You know what the most important thing is? The actual data that tells you what you should be designing for. Like figure out where there's some demand. Like don't just randomly throw shit against the wall and then try and figure that stuff out.
You know, I see that all the time. Like people message me constantly. So if anyone's messaging me here, I'm sorry that I like missed your message. I have way too many of them coming in. But I have so many people that'll come to me and they'll be like, "Hey, here's my design. Like, what do you think about it? It's not selling."
Yep.
And I'll look at it and I'll say, "Okay, maybe first of all, is it a good design or bad design?" Half the time it's bad, and half the time it's good. But I look at it, I'm like, what the hell are they talking about? Like, I'm completely confused. So I'll ask them and they'll be like, "Oh, this is like a shirt that I made for my niece's second cousin." And I'm like, you expect to get sales on this shirt that has one buyer in the whole world. One buyer is your target market. You need to be going where customers are spending money. Period. If you're not doing that, you're not in business.
I mean, I'll give a perfect example, right? So like, and this is Merch Informer, like this is the reason I found it, the Red for Ed North Carolina t-shirt thing or whatever, right? Like I got on that probably a day later so for it to really take off, but I probably sold 200 shirts because there was so much demand. Like literally
For what?
For the Red for Ed, the North Carolina teacher protest shirts.
Red
for
what?
Ed. You
Fred,
missed that one too?
Fred, I'm like
Red for Ed. So Red for Ed.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, so there was so much demand. I made 9 different designs. Like I made the designs. My wife didn't make the designs because we were busy doing a bunch of different things. Every single design sold. And I probably sold 200 shirts. And it's literally because there's so much goddamn demand for that. It's the most important thing.
Well, I know. And if someone is sitting over here and they're like, "Oh, I really like this super, super niche thing that no one's looking for," like you just sold 200 shirts, you probably made some good money.
Mm-hmm.
They spent a bunch of time designing this really great looking design that no one's ever going to see. Like if you're not getting eyeballs on your listing, what are you doing in Merch by Amazon?
Yeah.
The entire purpose is to sell shirts. And if you're not selling shirts, you're doing something wrong. So you have to figure out where in your workflow you're going wrong. Are your designs bad? Well, if they're bad, either improve your design skills or pay someone who is good at designing. Because that's not me, so I pay someone. Is the niche bad? So is there demand there or not? If there's no demand there, throw your design out and start over. And then third, you have to look at the keywords you're using to rank. Because if you have the best design in the world, but you title it wrong or you keyword it wrong, no one's ever going to see it. So you're still not going to make any money. So you have to have that kind of like trifecta to actually be successful in merch. I feel like for the time being.
Yeah. So those, right. For example, okay. So with the pricing strategy and stuff like that, there was a question here about the reviews. I was trying to get back to that. What do you think about like when someone leaves a review on a shirt? Like how many reviews do you think you should have before you actually raise the price?
Dude, all you need is one.
That's
one review, and you'll never stop selling that shirt. Now, you might not sell it every day, but it's not going to die off like some of your other shirts might. You might notice that you sell one shirt really well, and then it dies off, and then you don't sell it for 5 months. If you have a review, you're going to sell it pretty consistently. It might be every few weeks. It might even be a month and a half from now, but it's not going to die off. It's not going to like get de-indexed because customers have said, "Hey, I bought this shirt and I really like it." So Amazon knows that that's going to please customers, and they're going to show it higher in the results.
Where I noticed it really helped is with holidays. If you had holiday shirts that had reviews from the year before, I noticed those started ranking immediately. They just started selling.
Yeah.
Well, and dude, backing up, that's actually really hard for lower tier sellers.
Yep.
Is what I found. If they can get traction and they get those reviews and then they stop selling right after the holiday, and they're like, "Well, I'm still stuck at 25 slots. I'm still stuck at 10 slots. Like, should I take that design down?" I'm like, no. If that thing's got a review, you keep it there till next year and you're going to make your money back. I promise.
100%. So going back to the updates on Merch Informer, what do you see in the future for the platform, right? Like you added a designer, you added an academy. Like what's next?
For Merch Informer?
Yeah.
We kind of want to grow with the platform. So the platform itself, I don't know how much I can actually say on here because,
just open your mouth. You've been drinking scotch.
Yeah, dude. No. So The platform is definitely expanding. There's more products coming. I don't know when they're coming, but there's more products coming. You know, potentially a wider like customer base. So a lot of stuff is coming, and we kind of want to grow with the platform as things get released. So I know probably all of us here have seen that pop sockets and cell phones are enabled on most brand accounts. So that's one thing. You might have also noticed that on some designs that might have said like designed by.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another thing that's coming to merch. But you know, like the platform's expanding, they're learning as they go along. It's very clear, and we kind of want to grow with them.
All right.
Yeah. With the new design tool, I've been messing around with it too on the back end or whatever.
Did you create a better design than Anthony did?
Oh God.
Yeah,
I wish I had that design so I could show it right now.
Oh, that was
what design was it? Where is this at?
There was
did you
a
miss
zebra design that had a very particular attribute that was prominent.
Oh God.
Oh
Okay.
man.
Not
No,
as-
that was, you know, that was good though, because he posted in the groups afterwards and everyone had like a huge laugh. So it was good.
It was a funny episode. But yeah, no, RJ showed me, I haven't actually had a chance to mess with it. RJ showed me a couple of designs that he'd been playing around with. One of them was a sloth design that was actually pretty cool.
We're telling people my
Yeah, no, you know, I don't want to like toot my own horn here, but I'm not a designer. I created some designs I'm wearing to the Denver conference here in 2 weeks now,
Mm-hmm.
and they actually look pretty good, pretty decent. So I don't know. I don't know, Matt. I don't think you're coming, are you?
I'm not. No, I have an engagement party I have to go to that Saturday. Otherwise, I would have come out.
Did you fix my font, my G on on the font, the letter G?
No. Okay, so I don't know what's causing that right now. The workaround for that is you're gonna have to like add an enter or something, like add a space around it because like the box is too small. But no. Okay, let's back up. Okay, so when we first launched it, 3 or 4 days ago, it had some issues, right? As things do when you first launch them. We fixed the majority of them in like 24 hours.
Yeah.
So the majority of the issues are fixed. It should work on mobile for most people. It might not be the prettiest thing in the world, but you know, it's free for everyone who's subscribed to Merch Informer, so they should be able to go and use it. They don't have to have any other subscriptions or anything like that. But
now it works on mobile. It works on mobile in the browser, right? Not on the app.
Right. So the designer itself works in a browser. The Merch Informer app is pretty simplistic. I don't want to say simplistic, but I mean it has the merch hunter. So if you're subscribed, you can log in. It's got the merch hunter. On iOS, they did not allow us to post the blogs. We have a blog section, right? Because I write a lot. iOS wouldn't let us put it there. I don't know why, but so if we've gotten some really angry comments about that. So if anyone is watching that's sending me nasty emails, now you know.
Cussing you out,
dude. You would be surprised. Some of the people get so mad at me. I'm like, listen, I'm trying to make you happy. Yeah. I can't influence Apple.com.
Right. So can we talk about? So one thing I do know is you guys have like some design templates, right, in the designer. They're supposed to basically aid people in like layouts for typography and doing designs and everything else. Can we talk about what's your superpower?
Okay, so
just because somebody messaged me about that, all pissed off, and I just want to address it right now because.
All right, so don't do that. One, that's more of a layout thing.
Correct.
And two, we got the layouts from some really old designs from like 2 years ago, which is what we uploaded as layouts. So I think I removed that actually, like the first day we launched. At least I hope we did, because I also got some not so happy emails about that. But yeah, those are just layouts. Please do not select a template and hit download. Don't do that. That's going to get you your account dinged. It's more of like a, hey, maybe you could lay out text this way, change everything yourself. So once you select a layer, or once you select a template, you can go down on the left-hand side and click layers, and that'll let you pick individual layers that you can then edit to whatever you want.
Right.
Yeah. Honestly, too, for like beginners, I think when you guys are using Merch Informer, like when you guys sign up for it, I think this is going to be like one of the best tools you can use to kind of help you scale. Because when you first start, it's gonna of course, you're not going to go out and outsource it. Well, that's what me and Neil say is like outsource it right away with your design. Like
If you got the money,
because you
right?
suck. But yeah, if you got the money, of course.
Right. And if you don't have the money, so
There
my
you go.
whole thing is when you first start, you need to get sales, right? And the only way to get sales when you first start, it's really hard to go into evergreen when you only have 10 slots. So if you have 10 slots, I tell people they should probably try to hit the trends. In order to hit the trends, you need to be first. Because if you're first, then you're going to get that visibility. So in order to be first, you need to create designs fast, which is kind of why we created it in the first place. Because going way back to the presidential elections, I'd watch Trump and Hillary talking on stage in the other room, and every 10 seconds, someone would say something stupid. So I'd run in here. Wait, are one of you guys calling me on Facebook right now?
No.
Probably
Jacob.
Jacob Topping is calling
100%. I knew it was Jacob Topping. Do not answer that.
me. No. So, okay. Jesus Christ. So, every 10 seconds, I'd run in this room. I'd open up Photoshop. The only thing I can do in Photoshop is type, right? So I'd open up text editor, type something up, download it, and upload it, and I'd run in the other room and keep watching. This is like a way easier way to catch those trends if you're on top of them, like on your phone, on your tablet, whatever.
Right. I mean, my favorite thing about it, quite frankly, though, is like when I load it, it doesn't cause my computer to like hang up for 30 seconds while it's loading into the screen. Like I didn't check it out long enough to see if it could do that.
Well, hey, to be fair, we've had some people that have like 20-year-old systems wondering why it doesn't load.
Right.
So you do need like a semi-modern computer. But so if you have that, it should be good to go.
Yeah. Let's see. All right, are you gonna do a free giveaway on you gonna do like a 3-month subscription? You still down for that or?
Yeah, man, let's do it.
No, well, not right now. We'll just wait till the end.
At the end? All right, we'll do it at the end.
Of course.
Yeah, we'll do it at the end.
Yeah.
Hey, do me a favor, guys. There's 70 people watching right now. We got 24 thumbs up. Like, do me a favor, hammer that thing. And
If that's
seriously,
not 100 by the end, we got a
we
problem.
need to get 100 people on this. We're going to be giving away a couple of shirts that we're buying. Neil's going to be giving away subscription to Merch Informer. Like, not to mention the fact, like, you're going to get some really, really good info.
I hope so. I'm kind of rambling.
No, you're good. we should just start drinking a little bit more.
Yeah.
We're picking out the shirt designs in the
Yeah,
group.
we'll pick that out at the end.
Okay. I have a buddy. He's been brewing some he's been brewing and beer, and
Yeah.
he started his own stuff up. And I talked to him already. I was like, oh, maybe you can get a little.
Have you ever
sponsorship
brewed your
on
own
the show.
beer? Man,
Nah,
brewing your own beer is fun.
I'll probably kill
It's
myself.
It's not meth, RJ. You don't have to worry about it freaking burning down the house.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
You know, you get a kettle, you brew the barley and the hops, and you mix some stuff together, and then you put it in a bucket or a barrel or whatever you got, and you let it sit there for a long time, and then you bottle it with sugar.
Yeah, I have a buddy that's doing it, and I was like, "Where are you putting it at?" He's putting it in my daughter's room. I was like, "Oh, that's a good place to put it."
So somebody wants to know what about Merch Europe, Merch UK, and Merch Germany? We got anything there?
They're a thing. They're a thing. That's about as much as I'm allowed to say about it. It's all coming. You guys have to realize that like Amazon as a whole is ginormous, right? In order for them to launch Merch UK, Merch Germany, like they have to build facilities. They have to get these partnerships in order to print these tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of shirts. Like, it takes a while. And people are so impatient.
I'll say something about it, just because I know and I can't really get in trouble because it's not as close as some people think it is. It's going to take a little bit to get there. Like, it's going to take a little bit of time.
How'd you figure that out?
Well, things get rolled out to brand partners first, right? I mean, that's a given. They make merch a lot of money. They're exclusive. But things are going to roll out. Let's just put it that way.
It's in the future. It's coming.
Yeah.
Probably longer than we all want it to.
Yeah.
But that's been merch since the beginning. So can we really complain?
Right. Exactly. I mean, I'm hoping that we'll see some other apparel options get added, like tank tops. That is the one thing that I think they added all the other stuff. Like I know that tank tops would sell very, very well, just based on Etsy with what our sales are. About 50% of our sales on Etsy are just tanks.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy because with the tank tops, it's because it's summertime right now, so everything's trending up right now for.
Well, I don't want to like talk bad about merch, but like knowing them, they'll probably release it like December 15th. It's cold, guys. Let's do our run of tank tops.
That seems about right for sure.
Okay, so yeah.
Let's talk about one other thing that Neil and RJ are both experts at, and it seems to be another question that we get a lot. So you guys are both big advocates of outsourcing. For you, where do you start, Neil, when you're looking to outsource? Obviously, you have your own connections with your army that you have in Bulgaria or wherever it is. But if you were somebody that was new, that was looking to like hire a designer for the first time, where would you start?
Upwork every single time. Like, you know what? I was supposed to write an article based on an account you gave me. I never did that. No. So, okay, I wrote an article about how to outsource on Upwork. But what I noticed was that the majority of people who read that are just ridiculously lazy. And all they did was they copied my script, which, to be honest, I told them to. But then they posted it in Upwork and they expect to get all these applicants. No, like take the script and change it. So Melissa, my girlfriend, just hired like 3 or 4 designers, and 2 of them ended up being really, really good. She took that script and she just rewrote it in her own words, and she had like 40 applicants within 24 hours. You go through the applicants, you say, okay, 20 of these people can barely speak English. I don't want to work with the people who can't communicate with me. Okay, they're gone. Now you have 20 left. You go through, okay, now I'm going to look at their portfolio. All right, well, 10 are gone right away because they're trash. 5 are gone because they just stole someone else's work. And then you have 5 left. And you're like, okay, I have 5 left. How do I pick? Well, then you just give them what I do, which is probably different from what other people do. I send them links from Amazon. I say, okay, I like this idea. I like this niche. Like, give me something that doesn't look anything like this in the same niche. And I just want to say, like, I want them to be creative. I'm not the most creative when it comes to like designing and text, whatever else. So I ask them to be creative. And when they come back with an image, then I do my checks. I say, okay, reverse Google search this. Is this stolen? Give me some links to where you actually got this art from. Can we use this commercially? And then I'll hire based on that. So they need good communication. They need to not steal people's stuff. And they need to be creative.
So that's a really big like hint there. I'm not going to say fucking nugget because I'm so sick of that word. That's a really big hint there, guys. And this is something that I think RJ does too. I know that I do it. I don't give them a ton of direction when I'm interviewing these people because I want to see how much you can think on your own, because you're going to be in the Philippines or wherever you are, right? And I can't communicate with you constantly and hold your hand. It's going to kill my ability to do. The whole reason I'm outsourcing this is because I don't want to have to deal with it. So I show them an image, tell them I want something different. I want to see what your best possible thing is, and then let them go.
And here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? Out of those 3 or 4 people that you just gave a test run to, like 2 or 3 of them are going to be late. They're just going to be late, and you're going to tell them to F off. You don't want to be chasing your VAs all the time. You're going to drive yourself nuts. So the people that are late, even if they're late once, you tell them to get lost. You're like, look, I gave you a deadline. You didn't come back on the deadline. You're not getting paid. Go somewhere else.
Right. Period. So do you pay on your test designs, or you just have them do that as part of the interview?
I'll pay for them.
That's something I do too.
If they're usable.
Right.
And most of the time they're usable. So if I find the right candidate and they're usable, I will. Of course, the first thing I'm going to do when I get them back is I'm going to upload them. And if they go through, I typically pay them.
Gotcha. Yeah. No, I find it also when you're upfront with them about that, like you tend to get better candidates, right? Like they don't have you walking in there and expecting just to get free work, because there's definitely people out there that have gone through and requested work and not paid for it. And those designers have dealt with that before.
Well, you know what? Once you find the right guy that is, or girl, or whoever else you hire that is on time and creative and responsive, like my VA is now off Upwork, right? My main guy, I've been working with him for like 3 years now. He does whatever I need him to do on time, every time. So my sister came to me. She's on merch too. And she said, hey, I have this idea for a shirt. She didn't have an Amazon link or anything else. She's like, I want it to look like this, sort of, with this in the center. I'm like, oh, okay, just send me that in a text file. So she sent me that in a text file, and I sent that to my VA, and I said, hey, mock up 5 different images, like 5 different styles, and send them over, and then we'll go from there. And he sent me like the 5 best images I've ever seen. We uploaded all 5 of them. She already sold one. So it's really, you need to have that relationship with your VA. Like it builds over time, but you're not going to build a relationship on them being late or them stealing someone else's artwork or them not being creative. Like those, you have to get those 3 things down, or else you're going to be dead in the water.
Right. So now that the girlfriend is running her account and she's also running a couple other accounts, is she doing all of the uploading, or is she actually outsourcing that, or is that the people that are running the accounts?
So she's doing the uploading. Her running of other accounts has been sort of I don't know. Like, and the thing is, and what I tell people who will listen when they ask me about like, how do I run multiple accounts? You'll talk to 10 people and maybe one will actually do what you ask them to do. I mean, the people that she's asked to like sign up or do any amount of work, they just don't do it. They don't, and you're sitting back and I mean, she made $40,000 last year, working a few hours a day after she's done with her nursing job. And you sit back and you're like, why would you not do the same? Like that's a full-time income for most people, right? And you just don't understand it. But like most people just don't want to put in the work or the effort. And at that point, you just have to say, okay, like, yeah, you're still a family member. I still love you. But like, okay, we're not going to talk about merch anymore because you're clearly not interested.
Right. What's up with Pop's merch account, RJ?
He's like, I got paid.
I got paid
$1.21 last week. So I don't know how I'm gonna do his account, Brett, because right now I'm more focused on mine. Because I've been trying to do it differently. Because once the sales like they dropped, I've been just basically focusing on like just how I'm gonna do things differently. Now I'm like the design, like the illustration, and then like of course like I have my designer that actually fixes he'll like rep out like 100 different designs of one illustration. If that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
You basically you're taking one design and you're turning it into a bunch of different things.
Yeah, and then uploading it to different platforms, and I see it right now, but it's not to my potential of where I want it to be. So.
Right. So Neil, do you have the reason I asked the question about the uploading is, do you have any advice when it comes to hiring somebody to automate that process, right? Because that's a question we get all the time because people seem to not. Yeah.
To be honest, I don't have any advice to do that because the accounts that I run, right, that are not in my name, I have them do the uploading. I will teach them the best of my ability, and then I will take a percentage of that income because I'll teach them exactly what they're doing. But at the end of the day, you're responsible for what goes up on your own account. So if someone uploads a bunch of Disney designs, I can't stop that. But you know what I can stop is someone uploading Disney designs to my account. So it's hard when hiring. I haven't even attempted, to be honest, to hire someone to upload to my account that I don't know in real life. So any like a VA or someone from overseas or something like that, I really haven't attempted that. Like if I want Melissa to upload, like sure, right? She's sitting in the other room. She's been doing this for a year. She clearly knows. She's more careful than I am. She'll double, triple check tests like 14 times before a shirt goes up, but. It is what it is. I have trust issues because I mean, once you're making a certain amount of money, you're like, well, okay, I could lose this tomorrow if someone screws this up, and then it becomes a big deal.
Well, it comes down to two. It's an asset, right? Like this is something that she wrote about in the blog article. Like not only does she make $40,000, if you take what her account made over the year and you look at what the market is in terms of what other people have paid for accounts, she has a legitimate asset now.
Well, hold on. Back up, Matt. It's not an account, okay? It's a business.
Sure.
And
correct.
so I mean, well, yeah, you know what's crazy though is like people read these articles or they don't read these articles. She makes, $4,000 a month. I think average a little bit more than that. And at the end of the day, like she spent a few hours. I'm not lying when I say she spent a few hours every day. If you average it all out, a few hours every day, uploading shirts, make sure you upload the ones that come down. And outside of the like 41,000 or whatever that she made, like if she were to sell that business that includes just a little bit of Etsy on it, like she would clear $125,000, close to that. Like creating that amount of like value to someone in 1 year part time is just, it's crazy to me.
No, I agree. I've experienced the exact same thing. I know RJ has too. RJ's got a couple buddies been trying to sell it to get on merch forever. And like you can talk about it till you're blue in the face, and they don't get it. They get glazed over. They're just like, oh yeah, whatever. Like it's like it doesn't connect in their head.
People get complacent, and wherever they are, they're just happy to coast through life at whatever level they're at. And they don't want to like grow. That's the thing I like about merch is people are like, I need more sales. How do I get more sales? How do I get more designs? Like they're always trying to like do more.
Right.
I just love that. I feel like that's what we need.
Yeah.
How are we getting more sales, RJ?
How are we getting more sales? From what I've been doing is just pricing everything to like that niche. And yeah, I have a shirt right now that has 6 reviews. What should I do? Or 5 reviews. Should I increase the price or keep it at
What's
that
it
price?
at?
5 reviews, 16. The price point is at $16.99.
Oh, dude, 5 reviews. That's a $19.99 shirt all day long. It has reviews. It has, I hope, decent reviews.
5 stars.
Yeah, dude. That's the thing. So I keep going back to Melissa's example because she's such a good example of this. So she gets a few shirts going for like back to school. Or no. Like what school just ended, right?
Graduation probably or something like
graduation. So like teacher appreciation, stuff like that. She's got a shirt or two that sells pretty well and has a review and then has another review. And every like few days, she'd bump the price up $1. And guess what? Sales never dropped. So she'd bump it up another $1. And sales didn't drop. So she'd bump it up another $1. And like up to $19.99, all of a sudden you're making like a few dollars extra per shirt. And if you're selling 20 of them a day, that extra income is just it's a lot more. I mean, I remember I think it was the eclipse. During the eclipse, someone forgot to change the price of their like $11
Mavs. Triple G Mavs was $11.54 through the entire goddamn eclipse.
He left like $100,000 on the table. It's just insane. Like, I see a lot of people in the groups that don't want to play with pricing. Like, I get it, right? You don't want to play with pricing. You want to throw everything up in $19.99. You don't have time for that. But at the same time, I don't get it because I thought we were all here to make money.
Yeah.
So if you're going to play with pricing, that's going to make you more money. So like the 5 minutes you take to like go through merch tools and open up a bunch of links and change the pricing is going to be worth it.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you use Pretty Merch or not, but that makes it actually way easier for me because I can actually go back like the day before and see like, so if I went to bed and I had some sales afterwards, I can go back to the day before sales and just click on the link really quickly and change all of my prices. It makes it way easier for me to adjust all that stuff. Like I love merch tools for a lot of the stuff that it does. For this kind of stuff, I think Pretty Merch is better. So I
don't, to be completely honest with you, I'm not a huge fan of Chrome extensions. I have like maybe 2 installed, Adblock and like merch tools. That's about it. But anything to make your process faster. I mean, time is money, and
okay. So if you're using merch tools, you need to install a Chrome extension called Link Clump because it'll let you just drag down and open up 50 links at a time.
Okay.
It's awesome.
I mean, let's back up a little bit and talk about, are you seeing the same thing where people in the merch community, for some reason or another, do not value their time?
Yeah, 100%.
Why? I mean, you only have 24 hours in a day. You have to make it count, whether that's uploading, researching, anything else. Like when it comes to business, you have to make the time count when you're working on your business. So anything to speed up the process is like,
yeah, 100%. Like it's all about trying to find as many shortcuts as I can to batch things together
without decreasing quality of your work, right?
Yeah. But I mean, that also comes back to like the question about outsourcing and valuing your time, right? Like, would you rather take the time to outsource, lose a little bit of money up front, right? Because you're putting some money investing in your business and then grow your business exponentially afterwards.
Well, I think the outsourcing thing also kind of comes full circle when it comes to the pricing debate. Because I feel like the people who fight me the most on price are the ones who are doing their own designs. And when you invest time in something, when you invest a lot of time in something, you're very connected to whatever that is. People feel this connection to their artwork, and they're like, I put 2 hours into this. I need to sell this at $27. And I'm what? That's a few dollars that someone could have like busted out. And you need to learn to leverage other people's time in your merch business if you want to grow it. Because again, you have 24 hours a day, and if you can take 10 people's days and create 10 people's days into your day, you're gonna have such a big merch account with such good designs that you're gonna surpass every single person here who's doing their own artwork. Like that's just the way I think. I like to think big. I like to think if you're gonna create a team, which I think you should do if you're in this business to make money, you need to grow quickly, but with quality.
Yeah, that's a big thing that I'm focusing on right now too. Is like, okay, so I showed a lot of people how to scale up to the next level, to actually scale your business to the next level now. So it's more about quality now. So you have the money to do it, and you're making, let's say you're making 2 or 3K a month. Okay, now don't mind fuck yourself, right? Don't mind fuck yourself.
Exactly.
Use that 2 or 3K and throw it back in, and it's time to get some quality work now.
I mean, just think of everyone you know, or everyone like in the media who is super wealthy. Okay, they took their money and they reinvested all of it back into whatever they were doing in order to make it 10, 100 times bigger. And it's the same thing with merch, man. Like if you're making 3K a month and you're taking 2,900 and putting in your, like, what are you doing? I think you're wasting your money. You're wasting your money. You're making $2,900 a month or 3K a month. You should be putting 3K a month right back into designs or outsourcing or something else so you can make 10K a month. And then once you're at 10K a month, maybe you take a few $1,000s out for a mortgage or a car payment. Then you throw the rest right back in until you're making 20K a month. Like, it's all about scaling, and you need money to scale. And I think the majority of people in merch are they're really, really happy with a few $1,000s a month. And I can't blame anyone for that. I would be ecstatic for an extra income stream of a few $1,000s a month. But in order to take in a few $1,000s a month and turn it into something like way bigger, you're going to have to either invest your time or your money. And you only have so much time, so the only thing left is investing your money.
I mean, I think it comes down to something that our friend Anthony talks about all the time too, right? Like people's financial thermostat, as he likes to call it, are turned way too low. Like people just have very low expectations in terms of what you could actually do, and where they should actually be shooting for, right? Like, because that old saying, like, if you shoot for the stars, even if you don't get there, you're still going to end up way further than if you would have shot way lower, you know? Like people just, they have such low expectations in terms of what is going to make them, happy, I guess is the way I would look at it.
Well, and that's fine for some people, right? If you're making a few $1,000s a month, you're happy as a clam, you have everything you want, and you actually want nothing more, then good for you, man. I'm super happy that you've gotten there. But for everyone else who's like, that's great and all, but I want to like 10x this. I want way more. I want to do way more. I want to create way more. There's only 2 ways to do it. It's time and money.
I mean, I'll let people in on a secret.
You have to be willing to give up one or the other.
Right. I'll let people in a secret, right? Like, you find a way to raise your spending with whatever your fucking income is. Like, it just works that way. Like, as you make more money, magically you figure out ways to spend things. It's amazing, right? So, like, I make really, really good money, and we find a way to spend that goddamn money. Like, my vision is much bigger than where we are right now. If you think $100,000 is going to solve all your problems and everything's going to be amazing,
you're going to have the same problems.
100%.
Man.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. It's kind of a hard conversation to have, honestly, though, because like then people think you're greedy, or they're like, I don't really want to spend the time, or I don't really want to spend the effort, which is fine. It's not for everyone. But I don't know.
It's kind of hard though too, because like with the mindset and all that stuff plays a big part of it too, because
your Facebook wall, man, is all about like mindset this, 10x this.
And all my friends get pissed off at me, and then when I go to like the local place and we're all there, or if I see someone at the store, they'll ignore me and they won't talk to me. I'm like, good motherfucker, I don't want you to talk to me. Like, I don't really fucking care. I'll slap you. I don't care.
Well,
like,
you know what's funny? What's funny is I have this buddy who works at like he's a coder, right? He codes. I'm like, you should come work with me. We should do this. We should do that. We should, do this. I tell him about merch. He He's like, oh, that sounds really cool. That sounds really cool. Never does it. And then, I meet him the next year because he way back in Wisconsin. And I'm like, hey, like this merch thing's been going really great. Like maybe you should hop on board. Or I have another friend who's just about to get married. I have a wedding this coming week. And I'm like, you should jump on this merch thing. You're unemployed. It's really easy to do. You just do this, 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 and this.
Jesus.
And there's like, oh yeah, I don't know. Like, you can't help those people, man. Even if you're friends with them. Even if you're friends with them.
So Samir had a good question here. He says, do you feel like variations of the same design work, or is it a waste of uploads? So I'm assuming he's talking about like taking
Are we talking about
small
like the
elements.
scaled out designs?
I don't know if he's talking about scaled personally, or if he's talking about just taking elements in a design and creating variations on it and then uploading all of those. Because I know a lot of people do that too, to try and to max their uploads, which is basically change the color of a font, put different fonts here, that kind of stuff.
So yeah, that's kind of
It's similar.
Never done it. Not once in 3 years. So if I'm going to flood a niche, every single design is going to be around that niche. It's going to look different. I have never, ever scaled a design, changed the colors of a bunch of designs. I don't upload a design 5 times in order to get all the colors on it, whatever. I just don't do that. It's one shirt in a niche. And if that niche does well, I'll upload 20, 50, 100 more shirts in that niche, and I'll see what does well. And they're all going to look different. They're not going to be scaled out. They're all going to be different.
Right.
And
So let's talk about mechanics of that really quickly. So when you're
Okay.
doing that, are you doing individual brand names for every one of those designs? So different brand names on all of them, or are you grouping them together?
So I used to do all different brand names, and for the most part, I'm still kind of in that camp. Now, what I've kind of changed to is that I'll group a lot of designs under a brand. Now, not a lot, but maybe like 5 to 10. But what I want to do is I want to seem like, the front page has 20 results. And in an ideal world, I have every single one of those spots filled with my shirt. So in order to do that, I don't want to see like my brand name, like over and over again. I want them to think that they have all these choices when in reality, it's just me. So in order to do that, I will use a lot of different brand names.
Yeah, you actually turned me on to that a couple months ago. It's something I started implementing because one of the things I've definitely noticed is if you're uploading even different designs but into the same niche, you won't always get the same placement as you would expect to get, right? Like sometimes Amazon seems to make it so they actually just don't even show up.
Oh, well, yeah. The thing with the not showing up, that might be an indexing issue. They keep going back and forth with that issue. But again, this goes back to, okay, let's say you have 2 designs that are similar in the same niche. Do you just copy and paste your bullet points for both of those shirts? Or do you rewrite them a little differently with a little different keyword variation?
It's a little different. I'll change around things, and it's like at this point I have
And that makes it a different product, right?
Right.
If an algorithm comes in and it says, okay, I have 10,000 results. Let's look at the results. Okay, we're going down. Here's Matt's shirt, and Matt's shirt says this as a sentence, and then you go down and you say, okay, here's Matt's second shirt, and it says the same thing. Do you really think they're going to rank both of them?
right.
No, they're the same sentence. So as long as you change things around and use the like similar keywords, then you can get them both ranked, which is where you're going to get the most visibility.
Right, and if after you've done it for a while, it becomes systematic too. Like it's just automatic in my head. Like this goes here, this goes here, this goes here. Next one, this goes here, this goes here.
Well, at least when you're taking the same design, you're spreading out through like hoodie, sweatshirt, blah blah.
Right.
Then I might copy and paste. At first I wasn't, and it was working out great. But then I'm like, well, I have this many uploads. I just want to get these products up, and as long as they're gonna sell, which they seem to be selling because they're on a different product. It's not the same T-shirt competing with the same T-shirt. It seems to work out that way. If you're uploading the same design on multiple products.
RJ, you still uploading to all 5?
I just been uploading to 4.
You haven't
Which
been doing
ones?
hoodies?
No, I haven't been doing hoodies.
You've been
You know,
doing sweatshirts instead?
Yeah, just sweatshirts.
So Neil's gonna yell at you right now.
Dude, don't do that. Oh my god.
Why?
So with the analytics module we just launched, I've been looking at like beta testing it, right? In order to like release it. I've been looking at a lot of accounts. Dude, sweatshirts are such a waste of time. No one buys them. Like no one buys them. There's such a low percentage. And if you're spending all that time uploading, you're just You're leaving money on the table by not uploading any other form of shirt.
So you recommend uploading to?
If you're gonna upload to multiple products, standard, premium, long sleeve, and then hoodies.
Okay.
Screw sweatshirts, man. You know what the funny thing is I've uploaded a bunch of sweatshirts. I don't own a single one that doesn't have a hood on it. So that kind of tells me all I need to know right there.
Yeah.
See, we actually sell. I mean, it's not a huge amount, but it seems like we sell at least 1 or 2 a day on the sweatshirts, which it's and it's all very niche specific. It's something that it makes sense that why people would be buying sweatshirts and hoodies. So that's the only reason I think why.
Interesting.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. The data I've looked at says that you'd be better off uploading more standard shirts, like 100% of the time.
At this point, honestly, it's just a vanity thing. Like, I just need to fill some slots so I tier up to 6K, and then once that stops, fuck it, I'm done. I'm so sick of sitting at a number of uploads where I'm like right below the tier for the number for 6K. So that's why we're doing it. After that, I'm focusing mostly on shirts after this. It makes the most sense.
Well, let's talk about that though. I feel like 99% of the people that are watching this and are in the merch groups and everyone else is obsessed with tier. They want tier this, tier that. They see people tiering up to 100K like Amy, tier 20K like Essek. Tier doesn't matter. Like, as long as you have enough slots, right? Let's be real.
Right.
As long as you have enough slots for what you're working with, like, tier really doesn't matter. We're in this to make sales. So if you have, I've talked to multiple people that are at the 20K tier and they sell 20 shirts a day. And I'm like, there's something wrong there. You should be selling a hell of a lot more than 20 shirts a day at the 20K tier. But they're not, because they're scaling out designs. They're doing everything possible to fill their million slots available a day. It's just a waste of your time and effort if you're not going to put the time to do research, to properly keyword your shirts, and to actually make sales.
Yeah.
Somebody was asking about a bulk resizer. Didn't you release a script or something for that to bulk resize for hoodies?
For hoodies, yeah. So there's a Photoshop script. If you go to themerchantformer.com/blog, it's somewhere in there. Just type in hoodie resize. But yeah. So Photoshop is not free, but it works with the free trial of Photoshop.
Right.
So it'll bust through like a few thousand images in 30 minutes max.
Yeah, so I was gonna say too. Sweatshirts they're pretty old school because I remember having one when I was a kid. But that was like in the 90s though. It's not like the.
You don't wear sweatshirts?
No.
Oh man, during winter that's the only thing I wear. Sweatshirts. I'm in a hoodie every day.
Yeah, I don't think I wear hoodies either. I don't.
I'm just a
I
90s kid,
in
I
California where it's like never cold. So
I wear a hoodie to the gym in the morning when because I like to be warm before I hit the gym. But that's probably about it. And after when I leave, when I'm sweating, because when you go to the gym, you actually have to sweat, Neil.
Yeah.
So when I leave the gym, I actually have my hood on and my hat on, and then I'm.
Dude, I see people at the gym going in the sauna with their hoodie on. I'm like, man, it's like 200 degrees in there.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Or they'll be okay. So one time.
One time.
What?
We got a one time here on the podcast.
Oh man! So one time, I was in the sauna, and me and my buddy are in the sauna, and then we just started having a conversation with this guy started talking to us. He's in his towel, and he's all sweating and stuff. And I was like, man, this dude better not get close to me. And then he starts talking to me. He's like a teacher. And then he touches my leg. He's like, all right, bye, man. See you later. And I'm just like, oh, man.
He's a teacher, huh?
Yeah.
So okay, for sharing sauna stories,
my buddy.
the last time I was in one, so I live in Boulder, Colorado, which is like the hippie. It's weird here, man. They're all GMO, like anti-GMO, gluten-free. Anyway, so I'm in the sauna, and this guy is telling me about how all of his friends live in their vans, and they're super happy about it, and they save so much money. And I'm like, I'm really happy for your van living friends, but I could just never do that.
Jesus. So let's talk about something really quick I was thinking about. So we're obviously going into summer, right? Summer months. Is there an argument to be made for stopping uploading to sweatshirts and long sleeves and just focus on shirts because you can maximize the amount of money that you're making by getting up those designs right now?
Honestly, from all the data I'm looking at, yeah. Like I'm seriously considering just not uploading the other 3 and just standard and premium, and that's it. Because at the end of the day, this is, I mean, I know it's merch by Amazon, but what is it? 85 plus 12 is what? 97?
87, yeah.
97% of my girlfriend's sales, which is what I did the demo on, are t-shirts. 97%. And I look at that, I'm like, okay, if 97%, like, let's just do more of what's working. Why do something that, you know, maybe you'll sell a sweatshirt here and there, but you're gonna have to upload hundreds of them, which takes time. So going into the summer, I think for me, at least me personally, I'll probably just do the 2 shirts.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
I mean, it makes sense to me. Like, I've been thinking about that right now as we're having the conversation. I'm like, you know, honestly, like, we're going into summer. I know the long sleeves did pretty well for some people last year, going into Q4.
Yeah, they didn't do bad at all.
Yeah. So that's something. And with the new 180-day takedown and versus 90, I think there's an argument too to be made to continue to put those up because they're going to stay up all the way into December.
Yeah, dude, the 6 month takedown now. I don't really know how to feel about that. Because on one hand, I'm really happy that I don't have to do these re-uploads.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other hand, like, even though I hated the 90-day at first, it took down shirts where I could take another, like, a second look. Because if a shirt's not selling and it's still live, I'm never going to look at it. I'm never going to go in and look at it if it's still live and not selling. But if it comes down, all of a sudden I'm like, well, yeah, I wonder why this didn't sell. I did my research. I know it should sell. Let's take another look at the keywords. And then, dude, like 80% of the shirts you put back up, at least for me, I get them to sell because I just do the research again. I'd be like, what keywords is going to get this design in front of the people I want it to?
Yeah, we've seen a huge number of the same thing where it's, and part of it's too is just in my case, like we've only been on the platform since, you know, the end of May last year. So
Right.
I'm writing listings way better than I was, you know, even 6 months ago. So, you know, you see things that you didn't see before.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they did the 6 month because I don't know, man. They just I think they have like a quota of things they need every day onto the platform. And I mean, that's why you see people tearing up so fast and the massive upload limits. But it'll be interesting to see what happens, especially with the 6 month. I'm still kind of torn on that.
I mean, I feel like the natural balance to that, right, is we're going to see some of our uploads reduced, right? Like, because if you have a 6 month upload, suddenly the platform is going to start to fill up a lot more. And if the reason they switched around the ASIN was because they didn't want to have so many different variation ASINs that were taking up, you know, data, you know, you're going to have the exact same effect with people with 400 uploads a day with no takedowns coming.
Well, and I also hear on the flip side of that, people are like, hey, there's a 6 month period, like, you know, merch is just going to be spammed with absolute trash, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, well, if the platform is spammed with, you know, trash designs, you don't think that you could beat that? Like, it doesn't matter.
Sure.
It doesn't matter. Like, if you can put up good designs that get in front of people, it doesn't matter what other people are doing as long as you're better.
Right, exactly. I mean, people just have to think about it in terms of like the market, right? Like the market decides all of that stuff. So just because a ton of trash is going up there, like Amazon's algorithm still works the same way. And it's the best e-commerce platform on the world for a reason. They're really good at figuring out what people want to buy and putting that in front of them.
100% agree with that.
Yeah, that's also too. That's what I took a step back from everything and kind of trying to figure out what was going on. And I seen that, like, my designs, like I need to be on the next level of my designs. So
here's an interesting question. I want to hear what you guys think about this. Teresa's asking, should we start uploading our Halloween stuff now because we have 6 months? What do you guys think about that?
Well, if you have it up there already, then yes, of course, upload it.
Neil?
I haven't given that much thought. This just changed. Previously to the 6 month thing, I was telling people put up about 2 months previous because I feel like things start selling about a month previous. So maybe not 6 months out. That's kind of ridiculous. But maybe give it like, I don't know, 3 or 4, because right when you put your shirt up and you enter in your keywords and everything, you're going to see where it ranks. You can go into Amazon and incognito window and say, okay, I'm ranking on the 5th page. No one's buying Halloween shirts, but here's where I'm ranking with these keywords. And give yourself a little bit of time to play with those keywords in order to get yourself ranked. I think that's probably the best bet if you have some time, is to kind of tweak your listing and tweak your listing and tweak it until it's close to the first page about a month before Halloween actually hits.
I mean, I can think of arguments both for and against, right? Like obviously getting it up early is better provided it sells. But sales velocity is a real thing, right? In the ranking algorithm, the quicker that a shirt sells, the more that it actually is more likely to be shown to people. All those things are taken into account. So, you know, is it worth it to get it out there early, but then have it sit there for 3 months and have no action on it at all?
Well,
and how does that affect it?
You also have to think, though, no one, I would hope, is buying Halloween designs now. Now, granted, the ones that sold previously, like we were talking about earlier, they're going to come back and they're going to come back hard and they're going to make a lot of sales. So I think you need to figure out how to get yourself ranked before the sales velocity starts. You know, when those initial sales start trickling in, that is when you can get your edge on everyone else. So you need to make sure that you actually have the visibility before that happens. So that could be running traffic. That could be having 10 of your friends buy your shirt, you know, like at different times. Not leaving a review, just, you know, buying your shirt. Or tweaking your listing 25 times until it's actually ranking. It's like, I've made so much money during Halloween with like 1 or 2 designs.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big one for me. I love Halloween. People buy a lot of shirts. But everyone and their entire family is going for that niche. Everyone. So you have to figure out a way to get that visibility, which is so hard.
Yeah, Halloween sucked for me last year. It was fucking brutal. It was like we came off the eclipse and it was like the high of the eclipse. And I was like, I got this. No problem. We're going to fucking kill it on Halloween. And Halloween was a dud.
Yeah, you hit the eclipse like a month in, didn't you? Yeah,
basically it started a month in, basically, is when we started getting sales. And then our 3rd month was the end of the eclipse.
See, it hooked you before you even had a chance to realize what was happening.
Yeah, it was crazy. Well, we got hooked because we sold a shirt the first day. We uploaded a shirt, it sold the next day. And after that, I was like, all right, let's do this. Let's see what happens. And we've always had sales.
You know, it's crazy though. Hey, hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
Hey, can you close the door? Sorry, she just got home. Hello. So when I first started, it was the same thing. It was the same thing, right? Because like I got in super early. That's one of the main advantages I have. So I got in early. That's why a lot of my shirts have these reviews. But since I got in early, I could put up anything, and it would sell. Like I'm not a designer, but I had Photoshop, so I threw some things together. I uploaded them. Within a week, I was seeing like more than 1 sale. So I'm sitting there thinking to myself, like, no one knows what this program is. I'm sitting in FBA, absolutely hated it. Worst thing I've ever done. Boring as hell. And I'm making these sales on merch with these designs that took me 25 seconds. I'm like, I think there's something here. Those initial sales. If you can make 1 sale, you can make 100,000 sales. As long as you know how to make 1, you just do it 100,000 times. And I feel like that's the hook.
So let's come back to that statement. So if you make 1 sale, you can make 100,000, right?
Oh,
like
easily.
One of the things I feel like merchers do way too often, and I know we've all talked about this in private, they overcomplicate things. They think that there is a secret that is out there that we are holding out so that is preventing them from getting sales, right?
Yep.
It's not. There's no secret. It's just consistent finding that formula, finding out what works in terms of like keywords, design, and everything else, and just repeating the process over and over and over and over again and scale it out.
It just keeps coming back to the time and money issue, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yes, you could sit there and do it 100,000 times, and you would have, 100,000 times whatever royalty you're getting, so $400,000 or $500,000, or you could just get someone else to do it.
Yep.
And it goes, the first dollar that you make in any venture, I feel like is the most important because it validates that it's possible. Like when I made a lot of money in affiliate marketing. So I made these big websites. I recommended products on Amazon. It's like that first 20-cent commission. You're like, oh my God, this is real. I just need to do this X amount of times and I can actually have real money. It's the same thing with merch. The same thing. You figure out what works once and you just keep doing it.
What hooked you, RJ? Like what got you on the merch?
Put up stupid designs and they started making sales.
When did you get into it?
Well, I was doing FBA at first, and
dude, I don't know, man. I hate it. I hate FBA. I'm so happy with the people that make money with it, but it's just not for me.
No, I did. I started doing it, and I was just started getting like irritated with FBA. It was just pissing me off. I had a buddy. He flipped like a $400,000 loan from FBA, and he's a monster. And all he would do is just like focus on his sales, and he'd be like doing 30, 40, 50K a day, just a day. And I'm just like, dude, how are you doing this? And he's just like, well, I'm finding low sell ranked items and like making like $1. He's spending like $10 but making $1. That was his business, or making $2. You know what I mean? But he would be so like he'll invest so much into it.
So he's losing $8 a sale. What?
No, he's making $12 back. So he'll buy like his
This is very low margins.
his ROIs are like real low. But he would like invest, like he'll buy like $20,000 he'll buy a pallet for $20,000.
Right.
Like, man, I was like, that's gonna take me at least a couple of years to get up there to what you're doing. And I just started putting designs on merch because I was putting them on my Shopify store or my own personal website. And then then I started making sales on here. Then I see now all of a sudden I was making $2,000 a month, and then it just started scaling up from there. So that's pretty much it.
The thing is so many people struggle at like how to use keywords and how to do, you name it, enter the blank here. But once you figure it out, you can grow so fast. And once you grow fast, you're doing the volume, you're making the sales, you're getting the reviews in. It doesn't stop. I mean, yeah, you're gonna have to deal with the ebbs and flows of merch being merch, but it's addicting, man.
Yeah, for sure. And then also too, man, like some of these guys that like are artists, I see their design work and I'm just like, damn, man, like their mind, like I'm mind blown how they create like an image or like a design.
Oh yeah,
these guys are crazy, man.
And the thing is, you have to remember, like most artists are not marketers. And every mercher probably doesn't think of themselves as a marketer, but that's what you're doing. You're marketing whatever you're putting online. So your bullet points need to be marketing your shirt. Your title needs to be marketing your shirt. And I feel like most artists, they're artistic, right? They like to create. They like to be artistic. They like to make these beautiful designs. But they forget about the marketing aspect, which is the most important part of any business. They have to be able to sell what they're creating. So if you don't have that skill, you have to learn to use it, or foster it rather.
So you're a data guy, Neil. Frog's Rule is asking, is it true that too many tags or keywords on a merch listing can get your listing hidden?
Hidden? I don't really know. What my rule of thumb is that if you say it out loud to yourself, so if you write a bullet point and you like speak it and it just sounds terrible, then you did something wrong. Like you need to be able to like read your bullet point to anyone else in the room. They're not going to look at you like, what the hell did you just say? You need to have your bullet points be legible. I think they need to be salesy. I like to relate them to the design, but I also like to sell them on the design. Like, hey, here's this design. Here's why you need it. You need it right now. You need to buy it now, not later. This is why you need it. But you fit your keywords into there, and that's how you make sales. Most people are going to look at the design, the price, and then hit the buy box, right? But for those people that are like, hey, I'm not really sure, I'm going to read about this shirt, that is when you want to sell them, and that's the only chance that you have is in those bullet points.
That's a good point.
What do you think about reviews? What do you think?
They're necessary.
What is the best way to get reviews?
Sell a ton of shirts, man. I know some people that have gotten reviews on their shirts, and one of them even called me a liar for calling him out a long time ago. And look, now he's banned. Okay, don't do that. Not a good idea. Just sell a ton of shirts. And the only way you're going to sell volume of shirts is not by pricing at $27. It's by pricing below market. So you want to give the market an excellent value at a below market price. That's how you do volume. Like, it's simple as that.
Okay. The next thing is the way to get reviews, because I see some people doing it. What do you think about, like, because I know there's people out there that are PayPaling people or giving them money to get reviews, or starting some type of secret group and having people leave reviews before, like, because I see people ranking their shirts and they just uploaded it. I'm just like, it's a verified purchase, and they left the review. I'm like, how the hell does this motherfucker get this review in front of me. I like the shirt
Hey,
ranked.
it works. It works now.
Mhm.
But I don't know if you've seen the people that like the fake review websites or whatever are
Mhm.
now getting sued by Amazon for millions of dollars.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to be involved in a lawsuit 5 years from now, maybe you probably shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Like, is the $100 extra you made now worth it? No. Back up. You can get your buddies to buy your shirt. It's gonna boost your shirt, and like so you have a good shirt, and you have 5 of your friends buy it at 5 random times, and now all of a sudden your shirt is ranking. No one left a review, but now your shirt is ranking. It's getting the organic visibility that you want. Now people are clicking on it and buying it. Perfectly fine. Amazon doesn't care about that. But as long as you start to like actually manipulate their only kind of trust network, which is reviews, well, all of a sudden now you're kind of like you're messing with the only thing they have, and they don't like that.
Yeah.
Well, something to think about too is like, so you're starting to see some news articles that have dropped recently about Amazon having a massive problem with review fraud. Like Amazon's going to see that, and they're a publicly traded company. Like this is going to be dealt with. It's going to be something that they actually focus on. At the end of the day, my account's my most important thing. I just can't do anything that's going to put it at risk.
Yeah, and they might not focus on it now, right? So let's just say you made $2,000 from faking reviews, and then 3 years from now you're in a $50,000 lawsuit. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Really? Like you could have just done things the right way and made $50,000 normally. I don't know why people play that game, man.
Well, I just look at it too, right? Like, so we sold a shit ton of Eclipse shirts, right? And primarily on 2 shirts, okay? We sold over 2,500 shirts between these 2 shirts. The one shirt has 31 reviews. The other shirt has 24, right?
Right.
That's between 2,500 sales. That's how
There you
small
go.
percentages that gives you reviews. So do you think Amazon doesn't realize, like, when you upload a shirt and 2 days later it sells and 5 days later it gets a review, you don't think that's going to open up a red flag eventually? Like,
Yep.
they're smart.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, now that I'm just kind of complaining, do you guys remember the emoji t-shirts?
Yes.
Yeah.
God, I must have said something because I write a lot. I write a lot of articles, and I like didn't mention him by name, but I kind of called him out. He called me a liar. You go on right now, he's not there, or he's under another brand name under a different account. Like
Mhm.
eventually, that's just gonna catch up to you.
Call his name out. Call his name out. Go for
Call
it.
his,
just
call his
kidding.
name out. I think his name was Steve. Was it? Yeah, Steve. If
Oh.
you're watching, man, call me a liar. I don't appreciate that.
First blast. First blast. Ooh.
Shots fired.
Shots fired.
No, but I know I see a lot of people doing it, and I see you guys, and that's why me and Matt talked about this too already. Don't think we talk about this stuff about 4 months ago. We're like, man, what's a good way to get our shirts like ranking? You know what I mean? And I was like,
Dude,
you buy
here's
my
the thing.
shirt,
Here's
I'll
the
buy
thing.
your shirt.
Hey, I was wearing. I took it off now. I was wearing a shirt that a buddy was like, "Hey, this is a Halloween shirt. You buy my shirt, and I'll buy your shirt, and we'll both get some sales." So I bought his shirt, and he ended up buying mine. And guess what? It was that one sale was enough to rank the shirt enough to where it started selling organically. Like I know people who I have way too many merch or shirts in my closet just from
Yeah.
people who hit me up and they're like, "Hey, you think you could buy this?" I'm like, "Sure." And then, he has 5 other people buy it, and all of a sudden, now the traffic is flooding in. That's fine, but you can't leave a review. The review part is where you're kind of manipulating the platform, and that's where they get mad.
For sure. All right, let's do these giveaways.
Let's
You guys
do these
ready?
giveaways.
All right.
We're going to make Neil pick the Merch Informer one so everybody can yell at him about that.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, hell no, dude. I'm gonna do
everybody-
that one. I
everybody-
refuse.
Everybody comment Steve.
Yeah, everybody
Steve.
comment Steve. We're going to randomly pick the comment of Steve to who wants a 3-month, was 3-month, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 3-month giveaway of Merch Informer.
So everybody comment Steve.
Oh, man, here come the Steves. Info Planet Steve. God. Merge Steve. Oh, that's good.
Steve.
Oh, if Steve doesn't like me now, he's gonna really dislike me. Bob.
Bob.
Oh,
Damn it, Dean.
emoji
Stevie
Steve.
boy.
That's too good.
All right,
That's too
RJ, you
good.
get to pick it.
I made RJ pick last time. He wasn't happy with me.
We'll do oh man, Team Debbie. Where's a Debbie? Let's do a Debbie.
Debbie. All
Debbie.
right. Debbie, hit me if you have Facebook. Probably the easiest way is hit me up on Facebook.
I'll screenshot her.
Kill emo. Don't kill anyone.
Kill
Bring that a little too far.
Somebody should make that shirt and upload it to Neil is Selfish, the brand name.
The Merch After Dark brand. Hey, speaking of which, you know Josh Brown, right?
Yes, of course.
He tried to upload a shirt with my face on it, and he got like a ding on his account where he had to get a letter that said that he could use. Yeah, so he had to write up a letter. I was at the gym. He's like, dude, they dinged my account. Like they need you to say that you can use this and your phone number. So I guess Merch is gonna call me and say, hey, can he use this image?
So do you think it's generic based on like it's a person's face, or do you think it's because he included like your name or something in it? Like do they build in triggers around your name now?
I don't know, because I know one other person who got my image up on Amazon and he got dinged. So I'm like, I don't really know what's going on, but pretty funny.
Which Debbie, RJ?
Little Debbie. You know those
Debbie.
little
Debbie Weeder wants to know.
Weeder. Yeah, that one. Her. Debbie Weeder. I was gonna send it to him right now. I got the screenshot of her name.
Hey.
I'll just send it to you now. Oh, make it easier.
My ex-father-in-law's name's Steve. I hate him too. Oh God.
Yeah. Let me say this. I'll send it to Neil, a screenshot. And then we're gonna pick the design too as well.
Yeah, we gotta pick two. I'm gonna pick one. You're gonna pick one. I'm like looking.
There's
at
a
them right
lot of those earlier. I haven't gone through them all yet.
Yeah, I haven't. I'm just literally just starting to look through them right now. I didn't want to look at them too early. What?
I'll pick one.
Oh, my wife wants to pick one, so that's on her. She gets the yells.
All right. Yo, it's in the merch masterminds, right? Merch.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta go look at them here.
So what are we doing? Is gonna buy one?
12K members. Congrats, guys. That's a lot.
Tell me what I went to the strip club the other day. Take a picture on the pole.
You have to click through the listings.
Huh?
Click through the listings.
Where is that?
Okay. Oh my God, Anthony put in the zebra. Yes. Yes.
Hold on, where is that?
At the very bottom.
All right, that's God damn it, Anthony. You got to actually upload the shirt though. Don't just put in the design. That would have won.
Oh my God.
I know.
If you guys all want to see what Anthony's amazing design was with the merch designer software for Merch Informer, you should all go into the Merch Masterminds group.
Yep, very last one. That is a masterpiece, if I say so myself.
Where's that post at?
Steve would be proud.
Steve.
This is exciting
man.
TV, guys.
All right.
Oh,
We've got 81 people in here. That's crazy. 82 now.
We should have more. This was a really good conversation. People should have tuned in.
How about
It
this?
was.
I think it was Jessica Cooper or something.
Okay, so we picked ours.
No, there's no R's no more.
Okay, well, my wife selected Jessica Cooper for the one that we're gonna pick.
Hey, you might want to like rethink that at a price of $79.95.
Good job, honey. Jessica, fuck you.
We should. I don't think I've seen a shirt at that high of a price.
That's so dirty.
She's trying to make me kill it.
Damn.
Jessica, I like you. I just actually accepted your friend request, so that is not cool.
I'm gonna block you now.
Oh, that's funny, man.
$79.95. Oh, that's so dirty.
I'm gonna drop a course pretty soon. Gonna show you guys how to sell a $79 shirt.
Jessica, drop the price. I will buy your shirt.
That's too good.
Hmm.
Hawking
$5 for
Hawking
the
5
zebra
wants.
design.
We'll give you $5 for the zebra design. Dude, we gotta get that on a shirt and send it to him. I want to see him wear that in a live.
I'll put that on a shirt. I'll upload it through Printful. I'm not uploading it to my merch account.
We gotta send it to him. I'll try getting some money for that. Tell me when
All
it's
right.
live. We'll buy it for him. That'd be
I'm
hilarious.
looking at a few right now.
Yeah, Jessica's gonna drop the course. Not RJ.
Handing out affiliate links. Oh.
Do we need to put a clock up?
I don't know which one to pick. Let me see. I'm opening up a few links right now.
Does this one say
I haven't seen them.
Jacob B2B?
Yeah.
What? Oh my god.
I'm not sure how that celebrates 12,000 members in masterminds, but
I don't know. Let's do.
I'm opening them all up here.
What was the first one to do it? Let's see. Azid, the first one.
oh, by the way, you'll enjoy this story, Neil. So Mother's Day, we get up
Yeah.
and we're running around, and I grabbed a shirt that has an image on it that we were not going to talk about, but you should understand what I'm talking about. And I threw it on, and it's a comfortable shirt. It's a premium shirt. I had 2 different people ask me, should I know who that is? Like it was like some kind of like, you know, you're a star, Neil.
Oh my god. Oh man, that's the greatest thing I've ever heard. Oh my. Okay. Add value, don't be a jerk. Oh, this one's cool. Whose is this? I'm putting it in the YouTube chat here. Yeah. Whose is that? Oh man, it doesn't like that. What?
Maybe I'll let you post links.
Yeah, it doesn't like that. Okay. I'm gonna post it in a little chat. Hold on.
I'll do this. Got that one right there. I'll do Yazid's right here.
Okay.
He posted the first design, so I'll give him that.
Nice. Congrats.
I'll get him. Yeah, he did it first, so I'll do it. And it's $12.87. I didn't even look at the price yet. Nice.
Oh, it's not 79?
Nah.
Oh, you
But-
got off easy.
There was a $15.99 I was looking at.
You guys got to remember, if you want RJ to pick your stuff, RJ's cheap.
Oh, like this guy says, we should all buy that zebra and then see how many people try to reproduce it. Can you imagine?
Oh my god. Ah.
There's actually what was another? There's actually another design I liked.
Yo, Haw Tang 05. I apparently want to copy that book too. It should be here tomorrow. Okay. So I'll let you know if I get it.
You want to show because you should be able to share your screen, RJ. You want to show the image of the shirt?
Or the what?
You should show Jessica's shirt at least with the $80 price tag.
Jessica's gonna make that money.
Okay, wait, because I'm buying it right now.
$79.95. That's the greatest thing ever.
Let me buy this real fast. 1 second.
Just show your account, bro. I mean, nobody's gonna use it.
I gotta see all my drop shipping stuff.
Oh my god, dude, her bullet point. It says, currently at 12,024 members, RJ and Matt have built this group from the ground up. Let's celebrate. I'll be celebrating my way to the bank. Oh, man, that's great.
Okay, let me I'll show you. So, do the screen share real fast.
Leave it to my wife to pick the most expensive design. I'm used to this. So I should have expected it.
All right. Can you guys see it?
Yeah, we see your screen.
Oh my! I see like 1,400 windows. Oh, there we go.
All right.
RJ,
So
say something.
I bought this one right here. Can you see?
Nice.
Uh-huh. Okay. And then I actually liked second one that I liked was that actually I like this one was pretty cool.
I like that one. It's a good
And
one.
there's that one. Then I think it was this one. This one was pretty creative.
Dude, how big is the screen that you're working on? Is it like this big?
Yeah, pretty much. I think he's just working from his laptop right now.
Nah.
Gotcha.
I think it's like 23, 27, 23. 23.
Huh.
It's definitely not 27 because it's way
23.
smaller on my screen. Mine's a 27.
Okay, I'm 23. So this is the one that Matt bought right here.
Yeah,
For
the $80 shirt.
$79.95.
He's gonna, yeah. Jessica, she's my friend. So good job, proud of you.
Way to hustle, way to hustle.
Did you buy it?
He didn't buy it yet. He's gonna wait for a little bit. Yeah, so he purchased it for $79.95. All right.
All right, so just wanted to say thank you to Neil for coming on. This was fun. It always
Yeah,
is.
thanks for having me. It was a good time.
Yep.
RJ,
Thank
you got anything to say to the audience?
Yeah. Well, thanks Neil for hopping on and everybody. And we're gonna call it a night.
Thank you, guys.
Cool. Have a good one, guys.
Have a good one.
Bye bye.